Okay, so for the next part of this question, we're told that consumers decide to spend 20 less at each level of disposable income. First one is to change the equilibrium Y. So what's really happening here is we no longer have that CO is equal to 100. CO is dropping by 20, so CO is now 80. Okay. So what you could do is just go through the whole thing again, but we know what happens when you, we know how to use the multiplier to get it this quickly. So what's the change in Y? Well, delta Y is always equal to 1 over 1 minus C times the change in the autonomous thing you're looking at. So in this case, it's change in CO. Okay? So the multiplier doesn't just refer to government expenditure, it's any part of the autonomous expenditure. So we can do this quickly. As 1 over 1 minus C, we know that's 4. Okay, you just put in your little c of 0.75, and we know that this is 20. So that means that the change in output is equal to 80. Okay, so pardon me, it's dropping, so it's minus 80. Okay, so then we want to know is what the government can do with its fiscal or what the government needs to do with its fiscal policies to reverse this gap of 80. So with the government expenditure, we need to find we need to find a delta G that results in a positive 80 effect on Y. So what we want is delta G times 1 over 1 minus C to equal to 80. We know that this is 4, so delta G times 4 has to be equal to 80, which means that delta G is going to have to be equal to 20. Okay, so faced with this drop in consumer spending, to offset it fully, the government can increase its spending by 20. What about if it decides to use taxes? Same as before, we need to find a delta T that satisfies this, minus C over 1 minus C times delta T. It's going to have to be equal to 80. Okay, we know what this is from before. Again, it's minus 3 times delta T. Going to have to be equal to 80. So dividing across by 3, minus 3 rather, we know that the delta T is going to have to be equal to minus 26.6. Okay, so to offset the drop in autonomous consumer spending of 20, the government can drop its taxes by 26.6, and the economy will go back to where it was before.